So in our last video, we added to the model, let's go here to 1B, these tall cabinets for storage. In our camera view right here, perspective, they're off here to your right. We can't see them. But if we go into our floor plan, so there they are right here in our floor plan. And so now what we want to do is arrange some furniture in here that would be used for this community room. And I'm going to choose flexible furniture that can fold up, stack, they can move out and move in fairly easily. So I'm going to pick just a simple stackable chair and then a good quality folding kind of table that can be grouped into kind of a conference table, or it could be set up in a variety of different ways. My assumption in the room is that this is our media wall right here, that there's going to be some kind of screen that's going to come down, or maybe it's a huge plasma TV today instead of a projector system. Probably will be that. But anyway, somewhere so that we can put up media up here, a PowerPoint presentation or whatever it might be. So let's put some furniture in here. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and hide this. Let's hide by category. Get rid of that so that when we can see our furniture a little bit easier. And then, of course, I don't need this dimension, so I'm going to go ahead and delete it to kind of. And so let's add some furniture. The basic furniture that comes with Revit is really poor. We'll just go in there and I'll take you through it. Insert, load a family, and go down here. And there's two. You'll see furniture and furniture systems. Furniture systems are your cubicle type of things. You know, standing desks. You'll see I've added some. These aren't in here, but partitions, your kind of basic partition posts and corners and panels and stuff like that. We're not interested in it. We might in other parts of this building, but we're not interested in that kind of stuff. What we are interested in is furniture in general. And once again, you'll see some folders in here that won't be in yours because I've added these. These are Herman Miller HMIs, Herman Miller International, I think, or Incorporated. And you'll see some different folders here. I'm going to show you how to add those in. And then you'll see here beds will be a default that's in yours. So your basic, you know, beds, hospital, bunk bed, box bed, a shaker, a standard. And you can change, there's queen, king, twin, all that kind of stuff. And those are great placeholders, but just aesthetically, you know, they're not really kind of what we would like to have. And then there's seating. You can see some different, somebody did, you know, do a few Corbu chairs and stuff. I find going out and getting models of the exact chairs you want from the manufacturer that you want is far superior. And most, you know, most people have those for their furniture. It's just, especially if they market to the architects and interior designers. So I'm not going to bother with these. What I'm going to do is load in. I'm going to show you how to load in a couple of furnitures from Herman Miller. And now the interior designers are probably familiar with Herman Miller. Herman Miller is a very high end, very expensive as this kind of product goes, but very good quality. They've been around for a long time in the commercial industry. They own the patent and a copyright to the Eames furniture, which a lot of the Eames furniture. And then there's another company, a little less expensive, not as well known, Haworth. I like their stuff because it's reasonably priced compared to Herman Miller. Good quality furniture, but you know, little different. So to go in and to find in pretty much in any site, if you're trying to find the Rivet models, what you're going to do is go into resources. Okay, and then under resources, they're going to have something that either says symbol libraries or product models or 3D models and planning tools. They'll have something that looks like this, and that's where you want to go. At Herman Miller, if you go into symbol libraries, there is one thing that they do have, and that is a Rivet add-in. These are little apps that can be added in to Revit. This can gives you access to all the Herman Miller products and allows you to manage their products inside your Revit file. I'll show you that. We're not going to use it. We don't need to download it for this, but it's something if you're really into this that you probably would want to have around. And so let's go back here. What we are going to do is go into resources and go into product models. Okay. And you can see right here we can run a filter. So I'm going to do, there's a particular table I'm going to download from here. It's in their conference tables. The brand is a Herman Miller brand, and the file type is Revit. And so I'm going to just apply all those, and this is going to pop up. So we've limited the amount of tables. And what we're looking for here is what is called the everywhere flip top table. And so I'm just going to download that. Multiple tile types are in the download. I can go to there and just download the Rivet if I want. You'll see they also have a SketchUp, and then they also have 2D and 3D AutoCAD files. And so I'm just going to download the HMI everywhere. And then I'm going to show you how to put that into your library. You could just download it anywhere. My recommendation is add these stuff to the library. And so when I download that, if we go over here and we look at, once it's downloaded, you're going to see this zip file right here. Okay, and what I want to do is copy that zip file over into my Revit library. And to do that, what I have to do is, let's open up another window, Fire Explorer window. And now this only applies in Windows. I'm not familiar with Apple products, so you'll have to find somebody that is to discover, or you can do internet search, I'm sure, and get it. What you need to know. But if you go to your C drive in your Windows, let's see, right, go. You're going to see a whole bunch of folders here. One of them is called Program Data. You may not see this. If you don't, it's because it's one of what Windows calls the hidden files. If I go into File Explorer and I go into View, you'll see right over here, Show or Hide, item checkboxes, file name extensions. I like to have extensions on, and I like to have this little checkbox here. And also, the one thing, though, that you need, I notice I'm going to uncheck that right now, okay? And when I do, you're going to notice a lot of folders disappear. And if I click hit hidden items there, notice there's no program data folder here. That's a hidden folder. But when I check this, program data appears. Program data is where Autodesk and a lot of other applications, as you can see here, Adobe, Apple, put their product data and they hide it so that people won't delete it or change it, make it a little bit more difficult. And so if we go into Autodesk, and then you'll see a whole lot of, extension managers, blah, 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 Revit servers. But if you go down here, you'll see Revit 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. And that's because I've loaded these different year of Revit products. I'm going to go into 2019 since I'm building all of these in the 2019 file type. And if I go into Revit 2019, you're going to see right here family templates. There's your templates, and you'll notice right here libraries. And if I double click on that, we're going to see use Imperial and Metric. We are in Imperial, okay? And then if we go down here to furniture, okay, you'll notice that I've loaded over here the HMI everywhere coffee table. flip top zip. And then I just extracted it. I right-clicked on it, extract all, and of course it created a folder with the flip top RFA file in here that we can use now to get that. The other type of file that I used was a chair that I really like. It's a stackable chair from Haworth. And if we go into resources, once again, in here it's called symbol search, okay? And you click on symbol search and then type, and I'm going to go seating. And then you could just scroll for that seating. Once you've kind of filtered it down to the seating, it's called improv. So if I'm going to go, it's an alphabetical, right? Fern Executive, G, H, improv. You can see that's the improv desk chair. What I'm looking for is the improv stackable chair. So I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go to the Revit file. Do I want just without arms or with arms? I'm going to go without arms. Just for the heck of it, and go to the Revit files here, and you'll see it's downloading that particular file. If we go back to my downloads, you'll see now that Hawthorne chair has been, the stackable chair has been added here, and then I'm going to right-click on it, of course, and say copy, and then I'm going to go back into my furniture folder here, and I'm going to copy that and paste that. Now I could put that under seating if I wanted to, or I could create a new folder, which is probably what I would do, called Haworth, Haworth, okay? And then, you know, I could even create a folder in here called seating, but I'm just going to paste it here for right now. So now that RFA file is there. I don't want 2 on there, so I'm going to delete that off. And now I'm ready to add those 2 pieces of furniture into my folder. Into my Revit file. So I'm going to go load families, okay? And then I don't know why that beeped, but it did. I'm going to go furniture, and then the flip top table right here. And I'm going to start up. And in this case, you'll see a whole list, okay? And this is, you know, you just have to kind of figure out how to read these things. There's a description over here that is so long it doesn't, I can't see it all. But you can see I want a 30-inch table that is 5 feet. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down here till I find 30 inches, which is 2 foot 6 inches, 5 feet, and then it'll have it with glides and with casters, or and in storage position, which is flipped, and then use position right there. Okay, with glides, and I'm just going to do with glides instead of casters. If it was on furniture, I'd probably use casters, but since I'm on terrazzo floor, which is very slick, this is going to move around really easily, and the terrazzo floor isn't going to scar or scratch. So I'm going to add that in. And then I'm going to go back to load a family, and so I've got my table in from Herman Miller, and now I'm going to go get my stackable chair, okay, like this. There are, you know, material changes and stuff like that. That you can use. And so what I'm going to do is just pull one of those of each in. So furniture, you'll see there's my lamb universal edge. Okay, so there's my table, my 3 foot by 5 foot table. The reason I chose that is because if I flip this, it's 2 to 1 ratio. Okay, so the table fits in a variety of different arrangements very easily, and 2 foot 6 inches is perfect for enough room for a person to sit there. The other, didn't I download this? I don't see my, let's load a family. There's my Hawthorne. Let's open this. Oh, there it is. Improv chair, armless. I'm going to drag it over. And so now I have my chair. And let's put another one right here. And I've already kind of figured out the arrangement that I want to put this in. Oops. Uh, so I'm just going to take this. Uh, let's adjust these. I'm going to use my arrow keys to bump these a little bit so that they're kind of in a better position. There we go. Okay. And so I'm going to just copy this, copy both of them. So I want one of them here, one of them there. And then I'm going to flip this. So I'm going to use a mirror and whoops. Let's go ahead and grab them all. And we'll flip the mirror. And we want to copy. So now we got that flipped. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab those, copy them again, and I'm going to rotate them while they're still grouped 90 degrees, and then I'm going to move them right there. And that's basically the arrangement. You know, I could have more stacked chairs. I could have one that goes here at the end if we wanted to. You know, once again, in this kind of arrangement, you'd probably have, you know, enough stacked chairs that you could fill the whole room with chairs and no tables, and then enough tables that you could make a variety of different ranges depending on what the community needed or the people who were using that facility. Let's move this over just a little bit. Probably equal on both sides. That's enough room for people to get around without being crowded. And then centered on our projection system that isn't there yet, but would be as we filled out the model. So that ran a little long, but anyway, so now we have our furniture in there. If we go to our room, they're selected, okay? And so we can now see our furniture in our room. And the next thing we're going to do is add a few light fixtures in here, as well as some vents for the HVAC into our ceiling.